All right, today there are two examples that I want to work through with you. These examples are from the actual assignment, so these are like free answers. We are completing the square again today, just like yesterday's assignment for the first 8 problems. Then when you get to number 9, things are going to look a little different. The numbers are going to be a lot bigger. For completing the square to work, the number, the coefficient that is in front of the b squared term has to be 1. Okay, so 13 here won't work. Okay, but lucky for us, all these numbers are divisible by 13. So I'm going to take 13 divided by 13, and I get 1b squared minus negative 26b divided by 13 is not minus 2b. And then negative 39 divided by 13 is minus 3. Then I want to move my 3 to the right side. Okay, so once you get to this point, it's just like what we did yesterday, just like what you did on the first 8 today. So this is going to be b squared minus 2b plus our blank equals 3 plus our blank. So then I'm going to cut this in half, which gives me negative 1. And then I'm going to square it, which gives us positive 1. That's what goes in both blanks. So now I can take b squared minus 2b plus 1 and factor it into 2 parentheses, or into a parentheses squared in this case, as b minus the square root of this number goes there, b minus 1, equals 3 plus 1 is 4. So now I'm going to square root both sides. I'll have b minus 1 equals positive or negative 2. Square root of 4 is 2. And then I want to add 1 to both sides. So then I'll get b equals 2 plus 1 is 3. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. And then you're done. Okay? So it's just like what we did yesterday, except that you will need to divide by this number that's out front. Once you do that, you're just completing the square like yesterday. Okay? The only other thing that you need to take a look at with me is when we get here to number 13. Solve by completing the square. You will need to use decimals. Okay? So, first thing you need to do here, k is already, or this is already 1k squared, so we're good to go. We can move the 310 by addition. This is going to turn into k squared minus 21k plus blank equals 310 plus a blank. If I'm going too fast, you need to pause the video and back it up and watch it again, okay? Now, this next step, we're going to divide by 2 still, okay? But here's why you're going to get a decimal. You're going to take 21 divided by 2 and get 10.5, okay? If you square that number now, okay, so I get 10.5, then I square it. That turns into 110.25. That goes in both blanks. Okay, so nothing you're doing, none of the steps change. You're just going to have some decimals. Okay, so I'm going to take the square root of this number, factor it. It's going to be k minus 10.5 parentheses squared. Okay, on the right side, I'm taking 310 plus 110.25. That will give me 420.25. Square root both sides. You get k minus 10.5 equals plus or minus 420.25 square root is 20.5. Okay, so now we add 10.5 to both sides. And we get k equals, now, in your calculator, I would do this one in your calculator probably. You're going to do 20.5 as a positive plus 10.5. You should get 31. Then you will do negative 20.5 plus 10.5, and that would be negative 10. Okay, so your answers would be 31 and negative 10. I hope this video helps. I'll see you on Friday.